Hey YouTube, this is Troy. Today's video is going to be a review on my skimmer. A couple of you have asked, what do I think about the skimmer, how's it working, and I'm going to do a quick review today. So this is the Vertex Omega 150. I purchased it from Bulk Reef Supply. And it's on my 90-gallon system. It's kind of it's rated for 150 gallons, so it's kind of the 1+ mentality on your skimmer. Got a little egg crate platform there, which basically raises it up to operate in the water level right around 7.5 inches, I think is what they say, 7.5 to 8 inches. Part of this video, I'll actually try to splice a few different videos together, but what I'm going to do in this video as well later on is take it completely apart and clean it. Probably doesn't need it. There's some sediment on the bottom there. Obviously the neck and the skimmer cup is full. I'll turn my light on, see if you can see it at all. But my maintenance wise, I usually clean that cup out, and you can see it screws basically right there. So you get a fair amount of the neck as well. I clean that cup out probably every 4 days. And I just take a spatula and kind of wipe it around the upper part of the neck there and try to get as much of that off as well. And then, I don't know, as far as taking it out of the sump and cleaning it thoroughly, I'd love to hear your guys' opinion on how often you do that. I was thinking every 3 months. I don't know, but let me know. Alright, alright, so what I'm going to do is basically stop this video, take it out, kind of show you the parts, and then I'm going to explain to you how I end up cleaning it. I have had it completely apart and cleaned it once before, so I'm going to kind of show you how that goes. Alright, I'll be right back. Alright guys, so pulled the skimmer, it's sitting on my counter in my bar area in my basement. So a couple things I really like about this particular skimmer: the collection cup basically screws in really tight into the main fixture, so that, and it's built like a tank. You would definitely, when you pick this up and you feel everything, I mean, it is solid. So just a couple little bits. The pump basically sits on a little base. Everything's got little basically sorry with the camera work, guys, just little rubber feet that it sits on, as well as around the base. Basically a little tube here. I think this tube, this plastic red piece right here that basically pushes, or the inlet for the water, that might have a rubber gasket in between. It might be like a plastic piece attached to the pump, and a plastic piece that goes into the base of the skimmer, and then a little rubber piece in between to kind of cut down on vibration. I think the newer models might have that. Mine doesn't. Basically, air tube up to a muffler. You can run ozone here. It had a little red tube that would go down to, you can't see it very well, but there's a little black nub right here, and this little black seal cap was actually up here when I bought it, and I just pulled it off, plugged it down here, and then took that red tube out because it's just one other tube I didn't want to muck with when I take things in and out of the tank. But what I'll do now is I'll basically clean this. This thing just twists off. This slides off the top here. And it's dirty. It sometimes slides off nicely, and sometimes it doesn't. You can control the flow here by basically opening and closing that. This is about how I have mine set up now. It's about that closed. And then this obviously swivels as well. So this all basically comes out apart. So boom, that goes in there, and then the flow control basically slides down through. So And then the pump, let's see if I can do it with my hand. My one-handed bandit here with my camera work. I need a partner in crime when I create my videos. It's not coming out very easy, but it basically just pops out. Then what I'll do is, the base is attached by a bunch of titanium screws. I'll unscrew those, unscrew the center piece, and I'll basically show you it completely disassembled super quick. And it's super easy to clean then at that point too. So, alright, I will be right back. Alright guys, so completely disassembled, cleaned at the point that I'm happy with it. So kind of look at here, here's the pump pulled out. Basically there is the base. Everything is put together with these 7 titanium screws. So super easy to get into everything and completely disassemble the skimmer for thorough cleaning. So basically this drops down in there. This, which is, you know, I've heard it referred to as bubble plate or whatnot, drops on there, and then the whole body basically just rests over the top like that. Biggest thing you got to worry about when you screw everything back together is that this has to line up. So as long as you're good there, then you're good to go. So that's it, pretty much thoroughly cleaned. You know, I think if you weren't creating a video to do it, it'd probably take you about, 15 minutes to completely disassemble, clean it out, put it back together. So that's kind of my take on that. Other than that, I think it's a great skimmer. I think, I don't think there's been a tremendous amount of debate on whether a skimmer is good or bad for your tank. Obviously a skimmer it pulls out basically, your waste, your dissolved waste in the water, which if it pulls it out, then the nitrification cycle doesn't have to worry about it. So in turn, it will basically aid in lowering the levels of nitrates in your system. So by pulling out all the dissolved organics before it gets moved to nitrates, basically in through that process you are in turn kind of lowering your nitrates. It doesn't take nitrates out of your tank, it takes the dissolved particles out of your tank, basically the waste that's in the water that basically the ammonia to nitrate cycle will eventually take care of, which will then raise your nitrates. So if you take what feeds that cycle out of the water using a skimmer, then in turn you've lessened your nitrates. So at least that's my understanding on it. Obviously tanks can be very successful without a skimmer. They usually have a fairly small bio load, or the individual who's doing the routine maintenance on the tank is doing a fairly regular water change to make sure that the nitrate level stays within desired levels. So alright, that's my my take on this. I'm basically going to glue this thing back or screw the thing back together and throw it in the tank and fire it up, and that's it. Hopefully I covered everything that was meaningful. If you do have any other questions, feel free to comment and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Alright, later.